What people talking? People talking, people talking, people talking. Hey. Hi guys, my name is Leah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I have a treat for everyone because this will be my first ever book haul video. Since I've gotten here these past 2 months, I have acquired a lot of books, and these books range from ARCs, from publishers, books I bought from Goodwill, and books I bought from the library, and a few books I gotten from Indigo. Yeah, I did a lot of damage, guys, and I cannot wait to show you all. So in this video, I will not be including the e-ARCs I got from publishers on NetGalley or Edelweiss, just because it's gonna be very long if I included that list here. And I do not want to revisit that list because it's very traumatizing, and I have a lot of books to read on my Kindle as well. But for now, I am going to entertain you all with all the books I got. I have categorized the books into a few piles. The first one is books I bought online, and then the second one is books I got from Goodwill and from Indigo, and the third one is ARCs I got, and finished copies I got from publishers. So let's head on first to the incredible finds I got from Goodwill and the library. So I went to Goodwill twice in these past 2 months, and in both trips I have found really awesome books. In total, I found like 9 books there. There are a lot of thrift stores near where I live, but somehow in Goodwill the books slap. Like, the other thrift stores did not have a good selection of books, but somehow Goodwill did. I will show y'all the books I got. The first one is mass market paperbacks editions of Robin Hood books, and these are the vintage Robin Hood paperbacks that I got. I have a special place in my heart for mass market paperbacks. When I first started reading, I got Red Sister from an Indonesian online marketplace, and I really enjoyed reading off of mass market, so I decided to get these. The first one is The Ship of Magic, and this is the first book of the Mad Ship Traders trilogy in the Farseer universe, and the second one is Fool Errands. This is also part of the Farseer universe, and then the others are the first and third book of the Farseer trilogy, Assassin's Apprentice and Assassin's Quest. Sadly, I did not find the Royal Assassin, but I'm currently looking online, or hopefully on my third trip to Goodwill I would stumble upon Royal Assassin, and maybe the other 2 books to the Lightship Traders trilogy. That would be great. And the next book I got from... Okay, hold on. So the next book I got is a classic. When I saw this edition, I just could not ignore it, just because it's in good condition and it looked great. And I've heard a few mutuals on Twitter talk about this classic, and I wanted to read it. And it is Anne and the Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. And this edition, y'all, is so cute. I like the illustration in the front, and I like that the inside of the book is yellow. Look, it's so yellow. And what's funny is the note inside the book: happy birthday, Cindy, June 26, 1989. I don't know who Cindy is, and Cindy probably didn't read this book for, I don't know, over 20 years, and because the book is still in good condition, so it's mine now. Yay. Next is The Book of Kali by M.R. Carey. The title really caught me, and these illustrations of vines, of jungle vines around the thing, and I'm around the book. I'm like, what is this book about? And like, I wanted to know. I think it is science fiction. I think it is science fiction, but I'm not sure, and I haven't checked Goodreads yet, so might as well. So the next one is a contemporary book. It is by a pretty famous writer, and it is Beartown by Fredrik Backman. I am surprised to see this book is in very good condition. Like, it feels like a new book. I've always wanted to read Fredrik Backman's book, and I've known a lot of friends that have hyped up this book, so I wanted to know for myself if I would like his books. Hopefully I'll pick this up soon. The next one is something that I didn't expect to find. It is Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, the first book to the Expanse series. I've always wanted to read this book in a much larger edition just because it's pretty thick. It's like 500 pages. And I like large print editions more than the small UK paperback edition. So this is a great find for me. So I am going to move on to the next pile, and it is the pile of books that I bought at Indigo. I made a lot of trips to Indigo, but I only picked up 2 books, and those 2 are The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I really like mass market paperbacks. I don't know why, just because they're so handy. Look, it's even though it's thick as a brick, and I could probably hit someone with this, it is an experience reading a fantasy on a mass paperback like this. I keep going back to that experience of reading Red Sister on mass market, and I really want to recapture that moment with this book. Patrick Rothfuss, Name of the Wind. I've heard nothing but good things about Name of the Wind from every part of the internet. Every fantasy reader I know have this book or have read this book, and I'm pretty intrigued by it. So yeah, The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. So the next book I got from Indigo is Pachinko by Min Jin Lee. I actually read this book, hence the annotations right there. I have reviewed this and I rated it 4 stars. It is a really good historical fiction following a family, and the Netflix adaptation is coming out. That's why I bought it and read it, and I really loved it, and I'm glad I picked it up. Next, so y'all, I'm racing against the sun because the sun is setting right now, so I'm gonna be really fast with this. The next pile is the books I bought online from Book Outlet, and the first one is The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. This is a sci-fi standalone that was released, I think, 2 years ago. It made it into the Book of the Month box. Last year I read a couple of sci-fi standalones, and both were awesome, such as The Vanished Birds up there and Winter's Orbit, and I really wanted to pick up something new, and a lot of my friends recommended The Space Between Worlds. Seeing this was on discount, I said why not as well. Yeah, add more books to the TBR and the never-ending list of books that I will never ever get to, but I will try to get to with determination. So yeah, this is The Space Between Worlds. Look at it, it's so pretty. So next, it is The Empire's Ruin by Brian Staveley. This is Brian Staveley's first book to his new series in the same world as his previous series, The Chronicles of the Unhewn Throne. I have that series back home in Indonesia. I'm sad that I did not bring those books here. But yeah, I'm gonna add this to the collection, to the series. You know, sometimes you just wanna buy the whole series before you read it. Don't judge me, because Look at this cover. Look at this. It's so awesome. A lot of people suggest to read his first series first, so hopefully in the future I could borrow the first series from the library and then continue on to this beautiful copy that I have. So next, it is a book that I love from last year. It is one of my most favorite reads last year, and it is Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. I kid you not, when I saw this book, I just did nothing and just put it in my cart and I just put it in my cart and I think about it. I love this book. When I read it, it made me cry a lot. I loved it so much. I love Jainon and Kiem. They are my OTP, my favorite ship in sci-fi. Winter's Orbit is a queer sci-fi standalone following a prince and a count that was arranged to be married for political things. A lot of things happen and they need to figure out the situation, and during figuring things out, they figure out each other and they fall in love, blah 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 blah. I love it. This book is my ultimate favorite standalone. It is so good. Y'all need to read it. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars, reviewed it on my blog. I'm gonna link everything that I've reviewed down below for y'all. So, Winter's Orbit. Next is another sci-fi. It is a first book to a series, and it is The Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is the first book to the Wayfarer series. It is a well hyped up book in the community. It is queer, it is sci-fi, there's the space crew, and I really want to read more Becky Chambers books. I've read 2 books by Becky Chambers, and it is from the Monk and Robot series. The first one is the Psalm for the Wild build, and the second one is releasing this year, A Prayer from the Crown Shy, that I have read, loved it so much, and I decided to pick up The Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet. I love Becky Chambers. She is my comfort genre. Their books is not like any other sci-fi books that I've read. It's very comforting, and I just love their books, and I hope I will fall in love with this one as well. The next one is a book I got from the library. So the library here has a corner where they sell books that are no longer shelved, and they cost around $1 or $2, and I'm very happy that I found this book on there, just because it's one of my favorite romance books that I read from last year, and it is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. I'm not an avid romance reader, but when I read romance, I read the best of the best that is recommended to me by my friends, and one of them is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. I just love Michael and what's her name? Stella. They're so cute together. Even though this book is very, very steamy, it is adult romance. This one is one of my favorite books ever, just because it lifted my spirits when I was very, very depressed, and I just can't thank Helen Hoang enough. I read the whole series in a month, and I loved every single one of them. So yes, I'm glad to have picked this up, and I paid like $1 for this, so this is great. The last are books that are sent to me by publishers. So the first one is a series that I read in 2020. It is a series that I've always wanted to continue, and it is the Reborn Empire series by Devin Manson. Orbit has kindly sent the first 3 books to me, because the fourth book is coming out in 2022, and the first one is We Ride the Storm, the second one is We Lie with Death, and the third one that I have not read is We Cry for Blood. So I'm happy that I have this copy now. I have an arc of this on my Kindle, but I have not gotten to it yet because I have not been I was not in the mood to pick it up yet, but maybe with a physical copy here, I will be in the mood to finally continue on with this series. Because look at this cover, guys. It's so pretty. And if you stack these books up, it looks so good together. I don't have a shelf right now, but if I do, it looks so pretty. Just look at that. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm losing light right now, so I'm gonna be very fast. And the second one from Orbit is The City of Dust by Tara Sim. It is Tara Sim's adult fantasy debut. I have not read anything by Tara Sim, and I don't know anything about this book. There's a lot of friends have been telling me that it's about gods and stuff. I don't know much, but look at this cover. It looks so good. This book is released on March 22nd, so it's probably released right now. I have not read it yet, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Just look at this. I'm so happy. Orbit, y'all spoil me. Like, really. Look at this cover. Look, it's so pretty. And like the details. So good. The next book is an arc of a highly anticipated release, and it is The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. This is an adult fantasy debut and also a debut by Chelsea. I read an author interview done by my friend Ness with Chelsea Abdullah, and reading the interview really intrigued me to pick up this book. And there are fan art flying around Twitter that got me more interested, so I'm very, very thankful that Orbit sent me a physical arc. What? Thank you so much, Orbit. I hope I'll get to this ASAP. So the next one is a book published by Red Hook, and it is Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May. It is a queer Great Gatsby retelling following two women on this island. I have reviewed this, looking at the annotations right there. It is an awesome book, but there are certain things about the book that did not connect with me well. I think it's just not my style. But look at this pretty edition, y'all. Look, with the foils. It's just so witchy, right? So yeah, that's all of the books that I have received in the month of February and March. Sorry for the lighting change. I'm losing daylight. I just turned the light on. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I myself also like book haul videos, so I hope this is to your liking. What is that? If you see any books on my list that you like or have read or have heard of, please let me know. Maybe we could buddy read. Comment below. Hit me up on Twitter. Thank you so much for tuning in, and bye.